Jackson City leaders have scaled back their spending for months in light of revenue shortfalls. The City Council is expected to codify those cutbacks to keep the city's budget in compliance with state law. Members of the Council's Finance Committee met this morning to discuss what an amended budget would mean. Council Vice President Kevin Parkinson says you likely won't see any additional changes based on the actions already taken. Figures show the city has seen decreases in revenue across the board. That includes transfers from other funds, proceeds from long-term debt, and indirect costs. And you can see a complete financial breakdown on WLBT.com.